Hi guys.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Dave, how's your week been?
Average.
Average. Is that what we're going with? Average?
Yeah, average this week, yeah.
It's better than abysmal, I suppose.
Well, I suppose
tonight,
it is,
tonight we've got two guests with us tonight.
yeah. Two for the price of one. There we go.
Two for the price of one. So for everybody watching tonight, we are joined by the lovely Phil and Sara Whyman. Good evening, guys. How are you?
Hello. Fine, thank you. Thanks for getting my name right, Gemma.
Well, do you know what? You're welcome, Phil. You know, so somebody has to know who you are.
I thought you'd have to bring it up.
Somebody had to know who you are. Honestly, you can't rely on the boss man there to do it, can you? So I'm so sorry if you can hear noises coming from my house. I've got two teenage children that have just decided to be really loud all of a sudden, so apologies in advance. So guys, let's go right back to the very, very, very beginning. Where did the paranormal start for you two?
You can go first.
I knew you were going to say that. For me, it's just always been something I've had that interest in. I can't say that there's one specific thing. You know, there's a few different things that kind of prompted me to get into it. My dad had a really spooky book, which is called Ghosts Over Britain, which I used to flick through and read the stories on a night and look at the pictures and then just scare myself stupid and have to sleep with the light on. There was that, and then there's just other things. I think it's just something that's inbuilt in you. I think probably you guys will say the same. You know, it's something that you're interested in. It's always fascinated me. So not one pinnacle moment, but a number of things, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Phil?
I was about 11 years old, I think, when I kind of got into it properly. I just used to read books on myths and legends, like werewolves and vampires and stuff like that. And it just kind of progressed onto ghosts and hauntings. And then when I was about 14, I believe, I saw the ghost of the family cat walk past my bedroom door. And I went out to see where it had gone. And the only way that it was walking, the only way back past me was past me and back out the door. But nothing came past me and there was nothing in the corridor. So it's strange.
That's an unusual one. Usually you will hear, like Sara said, you know, for a lot of us, it's just something that we've grown up with and it's been ingrained in us. And for those people that usually see some sort of an apparition early on, it's usually a family member. So it's really interesting you say that it was a cat and not an actual person.
Yeah, I've never seen any of my deceased relatives or family. So they're all up at the bar having a good time somewhere. Sure.
Well, now they're open.
Yeah. They're like you are tonight, Gemma, with your glass of wine.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean, to be honest, Phil. I haven't got a clue what you're on about.
Did you believe that? The straw in the bottle.
Yeah. Did you believe that, Phil, that you did see the spirit of the cat?
Yeah, there was definitely something there because I was composing a piece of music for a music exam for school, and I was sat there with my bedroom door wide open. I was sat facing out of the door into the corridor, and it just walked past, and I was like, "What the hell was that?" So I kind of got up, didn't take my eyes off door, got up, and kind of followed it into the corridor. And there was nothing there, so a bit strange.
Did anybody else in the family see that, or was it just you?
No, I think I'm the only one that saw it, but my mum and dad used to say they used to feel a cat jump on the bed at the bottom of the bed and kind of paw like they do, need the bed, circle around and then sit and lie down kind of thing before kind of slowly drifting off, which was a bit weird.
The only reason I asked that is because I've had the same experience. Mine was last New Year's Eve, actually dead on 12 o'clock. I was lying in bed and I saw a cat's head peer around the bottom of the bed. Bottom. The cat's not in there. The cat's downstairs.
Can I just say something? You were in bed at midnight.
Yeah. I was on my own.
What?
Yeah, I was on my own for my bed. Yeah, I was sat in bed watching telly and the cat's head just peered around from the bottom. And I thought, well, it's not my cat because he's downstairs in the kitchen and the door's shut. And I've also felt something jump on the bed. My oldest dog, he sees something in my bedroom because he'll stare at one particular spot and he won't move his eyes off it. And he'll lightly growl. So obviously he must be picking up the same thing.
They do say, though, that animals are more subjective to seeing what we're not, I suppose. So other than the cat, Phil, have you ever seen any other apparition at all?
Oh, crikey.
Peterborough Museum.
Oh, Peterborough Museum. I had a weird experience at Peterborough Museum once. We were doing an event there years ago, and I was sat upstairs in one of the museum rooms with one of my friends. And as I turned round, because I was talking to him, and as I just turned my head, I saw this naked arm from the shoulder down, bent at the elbow, right in front of my face. And it was really strange. And I thought at first that he'd reached over to either point to something or something. And but he had a black jacket on, so his arms were covered with a black jacket. And that was a bit freaky. That kind of made me think a bit. But as far as apparitions go, I've always been one of those people that don't really see an awful lot. I hear stuff, but I'm not prone to seeing things, if that makes sense. Sarah sees stuff.
I was just going to get on to that. So I was just going to ask whether you'd seen. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah. So, Sarah, have you seen any apparitions? I mean, Phil's obviously just said that that's more your forte.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not that I've seen loads of them because, you know, if you look at it in comparison to how many nights that I've spent looking for them, then I suppose it's very sort of like small percent. But I have seen one definite one, which was over in Withensea at RAF Holmton many years ago when I was investigating there with my own private team. And I was in a room where it was like an operations room. They'd got like a sunken pit with a big table that, you know, you'd sort of war games, push things around on. And I took a photograph, and this is going back to when we use cameras and we're not using phones. And as I was taking the photograph and I was just staring into the darkness and the flash lit the room up, there was a man in the corner of the room. And I saw him in the flashlight, but obviously the first instinct is to look at the screen of the camera, and there was nothing at all on the screen. So I kind of 100% saw that, and that I've always been very skeptical, but there was no doubt in my mind what I saw, and I can still see it, even though it was so many years ago. I can still see it in my head now. A second occasion, when we were investigating at Derby Royal Infirmary, I saw a woman through a glass door, you know, the reinforced glass that you get with the kind of grid in it, just a little window in one of the hospital doors. And she was literally stood on the other side of the door. Like as I was there, she was on the other side of it. And it was a moment where, you know, when you just can't speak because things are going on and you can't get your words out. And I literally had to grab my friend by her shoulders and pull her in front of the window so that she could see what I could see as well. So that's just two.
And did she see it?
She did, yeah. Yeah, she did.
See, that's unusual because usually you'll get one person seeing it and then somebody not seeing it. So that's really interesting that you could both see it. But like you say, you know, you had to get the positioning right. So, Sarah, you just said you had your own team, your own private team.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, back in the day, did you have your own private team and Phil was obviously busy doing other work?
This is before I met Phil.
Oh, right. Okay. So before you was together.
Yeah. A lot of people think he got me into it, but that's not right. We were both into it. We came together. The spooky stuff brought us together.
So is that how you two met? Did you meet through the paranormal?
Yeah, my team was actually investigating a nightclub in Newark, and a mutual friend had Phil's number, and I very craftily grabbed it off my mutual friend and just basically said, "You fancy coming along?" And he came on the nightclub investigation with my team, and that's where we met.
Oh, that's so nice. Oh, look, we've got a photo bomb of a dog now, look, licking Dave's ear. What is going on?
I could just see the shadow and then the muzzle came in.
It wasn't paranormal.
I've just had a child walk in, like, Mom. Then we've got a dog. Honestly, you couldn't make this up, could you, if you tried?
No.
So you two met through the paranormal. So Phil obviously came along. So it's very rare that two people that are into the paranormal find love.
Is it?
So has that? Yeah. Has that impacted on your relationship at all? Because you're not going to have the same opinion on everything.
Not really. I think the only thing that impacts on our relationship is that we're both quite bossy. So especially when it comes to filming things, and I want to do something my way and he wants to do it his way, and we kind of have these we bicker between each other. But I guess that we are quite fortunate in the fact that we both do enjoy doing what we're doing, and we don't have to have that sort of separation from it, if you know what I mean. We do, although having said that, we don't work when we're doing things together. We don't particularly doing the vigils or whatever together. We go off on our separate ways,
it's quite rare actually that we do vigils together. I think the fact that we're sick of each other in the week when we're going to do these investigations, we spend time away from each other.
I wasn't going to say that.
Yeah, Sarah was being very nice and polite, and then you've just come along. Oh, bless. So how do you plan your investigations then? Because I mean, you do film, so you've got Are You Haunted? That is out. I have put a link in the chat as well, so for everybody that's watching, if they want to pop over and have a look, your page is there to have a look. So how do you arrange your filmings? Do you find locations that are unheard of, or popular locations that are steeped in history, and then follow up on specific details of the alleged haunting? Or do you just go at it from like a spectator's point of view?
I'll let you answer that one, because I've been talking loads. You can never shut me up.
Well, we try and tend to get venues that haven't got an awful lot of investigation in the past with them. So, I mean, we try and steer away from anything that's overly investigated, if we can. And it's like we just approach them, don't we, and just ask them. Basically, the first question we ask them is, "Are you haunted?" And which is what Sarah's tagline used to be for when she was on the private investigations with her own team. And then each of us do that, team members do that, and then if we come together with a venue each, so there's 3 people that choose a venue, we come together and we put the venue out for people to look at, discuss it, and see which one they want to do. But we do a bit of research about the venues, etc. But there's no real special format to it, really, is there? There's no special technique that we use.
No, not really. I mean, sometimes people approach us, which is nice. It swings and roundabouts. It's like, if you take it right back to when I had my private group, this is exactly the way that we worked, is that to find venues to investigate, we'd go out there and research, and it was a lot harder back then because we didn't have we did have internet, but it wasn't like Facebook and things like that.
You're not that old.
No, but there was no Facebook. It was.
We used to use carrier pigeon.
Yeah, literally. A lot of doing this and picking the phone up and speaking to people rather than text messages or whatever. But
hours in the library.
Yeah, I'll send. That's when, like Phil said, I'd send out emails, and it was literally the subject matter of the email was "Are You Haunted?" and that's where the name of the show came from. We just brought it back down to what I saw as an investigation team do. And it's just such a simple concept that nobody had really done it. A team come together, each bringing a venue, and then we decide which one out of all of them we think is the one that's worthy of our time and investigation.
Yeah. So is that the name you decided on right from the beginning when you decided to do, start a new film, a new series?
Yeah,
it's always been Are You Haunted?
It's Sarah's kind of concept, so she thought of everything, including the name, and I was just slapped down with my kind of ideas.
What did you have, Phil?
I didn't have any ideas.
Yeah, that's why you were slapped down.
Let's be honest.
Oh God, honestly.
Oh dear.
Typical bloke.
Bit like me, really, because I get slapped down a lot. And I'm on investigations as well.
Yeah.
Can't for the life of me work out why.
Yeah. There's always one person that gets picked on an investigation out the team, and I'm the one. I always get picked on every time we go out. They always pick on me.
Oh, I'm not that choosy. I pick on everybody. Me.
Yeah.
If you're there, you're a target. I think. I mean, to me, that's what makes a team. If you've got a good relationship and you can have a laugh and you can joke around as well as being serious, then that is what makes a team. Without that, it's just going to fall to pieces.
Yeah, you've definitely got to have some kind of camaraderie that and you've got to mix it up. You've got to enjoy what you do, but at the same time, you've got to be serious about it as well. So
Yeah.
And we're lucky in the fact that obviously the people we chose to be on the series are people that we've known for a long, long time, and we know their characters, and we know that we can trust them implicitly. So they've got the same kind of sense of humour as us, and they don't mind being shouted at.
That's the most important thing, because sometimes, especially if everything's quite tight with timings, when we're doing what we do, then tempers do get sort of frayed, and you do get a little bit snappy. I'll say a little bit snappy. It can get quite heated, but the fact that we can still come together and be friends after everything, you know what I mean? And that's the main thing.
Well, like you say, time constraints can be quite big. When you think that you've got to get in to location, you've got to get it set up, you've got to get all your equipment out and wherever you want it, and especially if you're filming, then you've got to have like your filming cameras that are scattered all over. Time constraints can be massive, and it really does have an impact on your investigation. So with that in mind, when you know you are limited, do you just focus on specific areas, or do you still try and do it all?
We still try and capture at least a little bit of all the areas if we can. Obviously, if there's a certain area that's showing more activity or more interest for us, we'll spend more time in that area. But we do try and like to show everyone the entire location that we've got to work with, if we can. I mean, there's been the odd occasions where we probably instead of doing 4 vigils a night, would do 3 because we haven't got the time to do it. But we do like to try and show the entire venue, don't we, if we can?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But some places are just too big, though, aren't they? Let's be realistic. Some you're not going to get round in a full night, even with all the best intentions. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
Is there a favourite location that you guys have investigated?
Haven't.
No, is the one. Have you got a favourite?
Oh, out of the ones that we've done. What you mean, all together or just on the show?
No, all together.
Oh, crikey.
Oh, crumbs.
I love Mary.
There's going to be some places that you wanted to film, but you've not been able to film, isn't there? So.
Yeah, Mary King's Close, that I really enjoyed that, and just because of what it is, and it's just so unique. The fact that there's an underground street, it just blows my mind a little bit. And the National Coal Mining Museum in Wakefield, love doing that as well.
Yeah, that was good fun. Apart from the fact that we had to go down in the cage lift thing, which is 450 feet below ground, and I don't like lifts and I don't like heights, so that was brilliant.
See, I was like that with Fan Bay Tunnels in Dover.
Where's that?
Fan Bay Tunnels. It's as deep underground as a lighthouse is above ground. So, and you have to walk down these horrible little stairs, and that freaked me out because I don't like the thought of being underground. I don't like the thoughts of caving in. It freaks me out. So that, for me, I was a bit like you was there. Like,
you have to walk all the way down?
Yeah. There's no lift. You have to walk it. But you have to.
Well, you didn't want to go in the lift, did you? You don't like
I didn't want to go in the lift. I was quite happy to try and walk my way back out.
Oh, I'll swap you out.
I said to the guy, because we had to go down with a couple of miners, as in people that dig for coal and not kids. And I said to the guy, I'm sure the safety mechanisms built in.
Everyone follow the toddler.
Yeah. I'm sure there's safety mechanisms built into this lift, aren't there? And he says, yeah, there's, it's fine, no problem. He says, but if the main cable snaps, we're all dead. Right. Great. It took about 2 minutes to get to the bottom. Oh god, awful.
Oh, I would be freaking out at that. I wouldn't like it.
I was.
Great, though. It's a
I
brilliant
was freaking
place.
out. Yeah, brilliant place. Yeah, but I was freaking out.
Yeah, I don't like. I've been once, not on an investigation during the day, and I didn't like it. Then it's too much. I really don't like being underground. As ridiculous as that sounds, it freaks me out. So I think my feet are firmly placed on even ground will do for me.
On top of
so there you go. On top. Yeah. What about you, Phil?
Venue wise, Coal Mining Museum, that was a good one. I've liked doing Craignos every time I've been there in Wales, Craignos Castle, but we've not filmed it, have we? So
there's so many, it's difficult to choose just one, isn't it?
Yeah,
galleries, you like that as well?
I like the galleries, but
galleries justice.
Yeah, it's too expensive.
It's Nottingham, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lower your prices.
Don't you think that's a lot? Don't you think a lot of the venues are too overpriced though?
Yeah, I think a lot of them now are charging quite a hell of a lot for investigations. Yeah.
But then what do you expect when they've been featured on TV? Because that's what then happens. You get that lovely little sign that appears on the emails as seen on TV.
There is, but do you know what? There is some places that we have managed to get without having a fee.
Yeah.
Or certainly not paying the fee that you would do if you were doing a public event.
Yeah. I mean, if you're doing public events, some of the fees are massive. But we've been really fortunate in the fact that most of the venues that we've done, we've not had to pay a massive fee for. So, but again, I know you mentioned you get the email saying, as seen on such and such. We've been to locations where they've flatly refused to let certain people in.
Absolutely.
So, regardless of television.
So let's not beat around the bush then. So certain people, that is obviously referring back to your old days then, Phil, when you was obviously
not necessarily.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how I'm reading into it. Okay, so you did have the privilege of working with Most Haunted back in the day.
I did, yeah.
Now, in all fairness, some of the locations that you get to go to whilst working with Most Haunted are places that you won't get to go every day.
Yeah, totally agree.
I know I say that from when I was working with the Most Haunted team. I was lucky enough to go to some locations that I would never have got to go to otherwise. So out of those ones, did you have a favourite location from when you started?
Craignos Castle, which we did on series 3, I think it was. Pengasset Castle, which is down Cornwall. Is it Devon, Cornwall? I always get those two mixed up, Devon and Cornwall. But Pengasset Castle was really good. That was really interesting. But there were so many venues that we did. Dover Castle, that was absolutely brilliant doing that. The live show that we did at Dover Castle. So yeah, there are some brilliant, really unique venues that we got to go into. Lancaig Foul Manor in Wales. I really enjoyed that one. But again, some of these now that you can't get in unless you've got a big entourage of camera people with you, or you've got a wad of money, or both.
Both, ideally, yeah.
Yeah, which is a shame. So.
Oh, Dover Castle. That's another one. I know that their prices are very high. I mean, don't get me wrong, quite rightly so in some aspects, because the building is obviously it's got to be kept in a good state for the members of the public around on a daily basis. So, I get why they're charging. And especially, like I say, Dover Castle is beautiful. And the artifacts in there and around there, it's stunning. So, they have got the upkeep to look after. But that's not somewhere that most people are going to get to investigate because of the price. And it is such a shame. On that one specifically, did you have anything in particular happen to you at Dover Castle?
Oh Christ, I can't remember. That was, I think it was 2002, and I probably only filmed 3 episodes before we was thrown in at the deep end for Dover Castle. No, No, I can't put anything.
Is it not quite?
Yeah, I'm getting old now, you know.
Only 21, supposed to be 80.
Been as old as Dave.
Oh, thanks there.
Yeah, but he's not old.
Not as old as me, Phil.
How old are you, Dave?
Me?
Yeah.
He was born the same
49.
year as Abraham Lincoln.
49.
49.
When's your birthday?
27th of November. So I'm 50 this year.
Yeah, you are older than me.
How far by?
About 4 months. No, 3 months.
By what was that? 3 years?
3 months.
Yeah, I'm the oldest one in our team as well, so I'll get picked on about that as well.
I'm the smallest.
It's not you. It's because you keep dragging your Zimmer frame and cracking it against the walls.
That's it. Falling over.
Yeah.
Have you two got a favourite piece of equipment that you like to use on investigations?
Ghost hunting equipment.
Camera.
What do you like to use?
Don't really use equipment on our show. We tend to use just like cameras and things like that. You know, I guess we've got like EVP. We do voice recordings, and
is there a reason why you don't use equipment?
Just because we feel that if you sit long enough, you'll hear something physical rather than it having come through a box or something like that. You know, don't get me wrong, I've been there and I've used the equipment, and there are some bits and pieces that I used to like using, like for instance, use Spirit Box and what have you. It's always entertaining, if you like, but we wanted to steer away from that from the show because often things like that are so noisy that you miss stuff that's actually going off physically behind you, like the footsteps or the voice or something like that, you know. So that's why we tend to steer away from it.
You see, not many people trust their own gut instinct these days.
Yeah, I think when you look at all the kind of statistics and things, most people who witness paranormal activity or an experience of seeing a ghost or a spirit or whatever you want to call them, they do so not looking for them. They're not walking around the house or a venue with a wad full of equipment and gadgets. They're just doing normal everyday things like watching TV or doing the garden or hanging the washing out or something like that, or just walking through a museum. So we wanted to put ourselves in that kind of scenario, forget the equipment and just sit around supposedly haunted locations and see what happens.
I totally get that. When I worked with Most Haunted, a lot of the time it would be after the event had ended and we'd be walking around doing an equipment check that we would get the most activity. And that is just walking around. You know, we're not ghost hunting, we're not looking for anything, we are just making sure that we've packed everything up.
Yeah, that's why I send all the others to get the kit.
Yeah.
Just in case.
That for me, that would always be the time where something would happen.
Yeah, we've had that before, haven't we? We've had that before.
Yeah, I used to, more often than not, when we used to do the events, when we used to run them, a beginning of the night after Phil did his talk about the equipment, you know, everybody would be in there at the table rummaging around and taking it off and, you know, wanting to try all these bits and pieces and gadgets and what have you. But comes to the second, third vigil, they'd be putting it back and the table would be full again.
Yeah.
But I used to just sort of sit somewhere and say, right, let's just put the equipment down and let's just talk. And we weren't so much calling out, we were just literally talking amongst ourselves. I used to say to the guests, okay, come on then, what paranormal experiences have you had before and what's brought you here this evening? What's made you want to come? And just when we were talking like that, that's when we'd get something going on in the background. It's almost like you're just doing like what Phil says, it's everyday life. You're having a conversation with a person without demanding it to happen or expecting it to happen.
And this is the other thing. Do you think that people come to events with an expectation?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
To a degree.
And I hate to say it, but that you've got that a lot of that is you have to pin the blame for that on a lot of the shows that the mainstream shows that are out there, because 9 times out of 10 of them something always happens, and it's always frequently happening. And as you guys know, that's not the case. So we used to get people turn up thinking, oh, we're going to be scared witless here because there's going to be stuff happening, like things being thrown around or noises or people, and it just doesn't happen that way.
I mean, the ideal world would be able to wave our little magic Harry Potter wand and something would happen on the spot, but as you say, realistically, that is not the case. It just doesn't work like that. We can be sat in locations for hours upon hours upon hours and absolutely nothing will happen.
Yeah.
It's not on demand, is it?
But we all know that's part and parcel of what we do. If you know anything about the paranormal and the investigation side of things, you know that is, again, 99.9% of the time, that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be sat around for a long time, and you're grateful for the smallest thing that could perhaps be significant in a paranormal experience.
But people don't realise that, because they just want to see all the glitz and glamour, if you know what I mean, like what they see on TV, all the screaming or things getting thrown or hearing noises, and they expect all that when they get a series put on there or put out there, like yours or ours.
I think I've ever seen you two scream, if I'm honest.
No, we just leave that to Dale.
We don't. I just sort of swear a lot, I'll be honest.
Yeah, we swear a lot. There's swearers and there's cursers and there's screamers, and we are swearers and cursers, and Dale and just Dale.
Jane does
every so often.
Jane does a little bit.
Yeah,
Dale's the worst.
They're the screamers and the runners.
I've got a potty mouth.
Yeah.
I have a bit of a potty mouth, to be fair, so I'm with you on that one. If something's going to make me jump, I'm not going to jump out my skin. I'm not going to squeal. I'm not going to run away. I will drop the F-bomb or something. I mean, for a lot of people, they're quite surprised that I usually manage to get through an hour of doing this show each week without swearing, to be fair.
What, this show?
Yeah, doing this.
Right, okay.
I managed to get through an whole hour without swearing. I sometimes feel like I've done myself really proud with that one. Dave's going to make me a certificate.
Yeah, definitely.
That always made me chuckle, Dave, when you used to advertise your show and you used to say no swearing. I thought, not like ours then.
Yeah.
Barristers, that. I remember Phil saying, commenting on that once, when he said, "Oh, no swearing, not like us then."
I actually think that was before Dave asked me to join, in all honesty.
Yeah, you're not going to better use that one now, Dave, are you?
Yeah. Can't have to use my bleeping machine a bit more now.
Well, that's what I'm here for. I'll give you something to do, Dave, honestly.
It's all good fun.
Yeah.
But that's it. I mean, as serious as it is, you have to have the fun. If you're not going to have the fun, that's going to take away everything.
That's why we do it, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because for the majority of us, it's a hobby. It's not a money-making scheme. It is something that we enjoy doing. When it comes to gathering of your evidence, how do you like to put that out there? Because like you say, there's the odd bit of EVP and things like that. I mean, how do you share that out to the public for peer review?
I'll let you answer that one.
Oh, God. Well, first and foremost, we don't label anything as definite paranormal, obviously. We just label it as unexplained knocks or unexplained taps, etc., etc. EVPs. Now, we've got a weird thing about EVPs, because I see a lot of people putting out EVPs about, we've got this EVP. What do you think it says? I think it says this. And then that's what you think, oh, well, you've just shot yourself in the foot. I got shot down by somebody quite famous, and I'm not going to say who it was, because I called them out on the fact that they'd said what their EVP said, and they were asking people's comments on it.
Yeah, it's kind of planting a seed, isn't it?
Yeah. But we try and present everything in an unbiased way. So it's for people to look at what we've captured or listen to what we've captured in the background, and let them decide what it is that we've got. Our job isn't to tell people categorically that this noise here has been caused by this spirit, or that noise there has been caused by this. We just put out what we think's interesting, as far as possible evidence might be concerned, and let people just draw their own conclusions with it. I think that's how you've got to be. As soon as you start forcing your own opinion on stuff to people, I think you've lost the game on
Absolutely, yeah. You can't just say, this is definitely it. This is, this voice said this and this is where it came from and this voice belongs to this person. You can't do that, because how do you know?
that is what we see an awful lot in the paranormal community is captured this EVP. Can you hear it say?
Yeah.
And it's like, but that's just planting the seed. That is telling people what you want to hear.
And yet I would find that more interesting if I put it out there and said, this is an EVP that we caught. I think I in my head, I think I can hear a word, but what do you think? And if they came back and said the same as me, then to me that would be more of a result, because other people are sharing that opinion without me actually forcing it on them.
Especially if the majority of people are saying exactly the same thing as what you think you're hearing, that validates more to what you're getting than it's like the whole red ring around a ghost on a picture, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
That drives me round the bends, because it irritates me, because you may as well just have a flashing neon sign that says, look here, it's a ghost. When
if you tried an experiment, if you had a group of people in a darkened area in a supposedly haunted location, and you were doing a vigil and you were asking out, and you suddenly said, did anybody hear that dog? I just heard a dog. Did anybody hear that dog? 2 or 3 people will, after a while, if you kept, I'm sure there was a dog. Did nobody hear it? They'll go, actually, I thought I heard something. And it's like, and you've not heard a thing, but it'll, people will react to what you've suggested.
It's social conformity at its finest.
That's it. And it's just, it really winds me up when you're trying to get the views of people on something when you've already suggested what the something could be. There's no point in carrying on with the question if that's the case.
Yeah, it's game over straight away, isn't it?
Yeah, innit?
Innit. Oh my God, this is going to be a nightmare. You two just.
What are your thoughts on demons and stuff like that?
What are my thoughts on demons? Demons everywhere. That's what my thoughts are. Sarah's got quite an opinion on demons, haven't you?
An opinion? No, I think my opinion is just that I think that
they don't exist. It's what
people in different countries look at things in different ways, and I think that some countries are a lot more religious than what we are.
Yeah.
And what we see as a demon here in the UK, I don't know about you guys, but when somebody says, "Oh, a demon," I picture this sort of red-faced, pointy teeth and little horns demon. But in the US, they wouldn't see that as a demon. They think they would see maybe it's somebody that's just a really evil person, like maybe a serial killer, and they would say that person is that evil that he's demonic. And that's my only sort of logical explanation for the demons. Maybe wrong, but that's how I rationalize it in my head, I think.
See, I'm along the same lines as you, actually, Sarah, and a bit towards Phil as well, because I think a lot of it is religion based as well, and belief.
But
if you don't believe in heaven and hell, you're not going to believe in a demon. You're not going to believe in God.
The sad thing is, people see how popular the use of the term demon is, and they can see how in certain shows it draws the public in, the viewing audience in, because they are just like demon crazy a lot of the time, and a lot of people are starting to use that now on some of the shows that we've been looking at, and it kind of gets annoying. I think they're only doing it because it draws in the viewing public to get the viewing figures up. Yeah, jumping on the bandwagon and jumping on.
Clickbait, isn't it?
Yeah.
Show up something in titles about a demonic.
Having said that, you should see our next episode, because Sarah gets possessed I get possessed by Zozo.
I was just about to say,
Yes, everybody.
I was just about to say, is this in our next series all about demons?
Yeah.
An exclusive only on Enter in the Unknown. Look, there you go. I like it. So do we need to discuss your possession there, Sarah?
You have to watch the show.
I'm going to be watching now. I'll tell you.
A little red circle on the screen when it happens.
If you're going to red circle it, I'm definitely watching. So Zozo, tell us more about Zozo, Phil.
Zozo. I think it was Zozo. It might have been Oxo. I can't remember.
Don't put any cutouts in the background and nuns or anything like that, will you?
It's all gravy. It's all gravy.
Now all I can envision is an Oxo cube taking after you down a shop.
That's with glowing red eyes.
See, he's planted the seed.
Big pointy teeth.
And a couple of horns and a tail. So realistically, you're not going to meet Zozo or Oxo, and you're not getting possessed in your next episode. Then
no, there's no chance.
Well, I don't think so.
No.
Well, I'm guessing you've already got your next lot filmed and ready to go.
Yeah, we're editing some at the minute. We're editing episode 4. I think it is.
Episode 4.
And we've got another 3 in the can, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got some filming coming up as well, which is great because it's just been so long since we've been out there and done anything. So
I was just going to say, how long has it been since you two have been out? Because obviously we've had COVID. Yeah.
When did we last do it?
I don't bloody know. At least 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Too long.
Yeah,
Too long.
We're really looking forward to getting back out there
it's
and
stir crazy.
getting on with it.
Do you put your masks on, your rubber gloves and stuff like that?
No.
No.
We do that at home.
I can get bored of wearing that.
Don't tell me anything about your bedroom secrets. I don't want to hear that.
Been together a while now. You've got to liven things up, haven't you?
Doctors and nurses and that kind of thing.
No, we'll just be very sensible, and we'll just have to do things sort of separately. We'll work it out.
More lone vigils.
You what?
More lone vigils.
Yes.
Yeah.
Realistically,
Yeah.
in a social bubble, you can have 6 people in your social bubble. So realistically, now places are beginning to open. You are not actually breaking any laws or breaking any rules by going off and doing an investigation. But what was your thoughts on investigating when COVID was at its highest risk? Look at Phil's cheeky little laugh. You make me want to laugh straight away just by doing that.
We didn't do it.
No.
We wanted to. Obviously, everybody wants to get back out there. Everybody wants normal life, and
we didn't do it.
Carry on.
Basically, because we give a fuck about everybody else out there. So, and it really gets my goat and winds me up that those people that did totally ignore all that COVID-19,
disrespectful, isn't it?
Totally disrespectful, and they don't give a crap about the fellow human beings. It's as simple as that. Shouldn't have done it.
See, no, I agree. But then I voiced my opinions publicly at the time. I'm not afraid to say what I think, and at the end of the day, it's disrespectful, it's disgraceful, and it shouldn't have happened. And the same with people making a gain from the whole COVID situation. That is something that shouldn't be happening either. It's ridiculous.
Again
from it. So
Game. Well,
not game. Yeah, you don't have to roll a dice.
How does that work? I thought it was a computer game or something.
COVID-19, the game.
You so know that's going to be the next thing now, don't you?
Probably.
The film and the games.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. It's wound me up without a doubt.
Yeah.
Do you know what? People have been dying. And this is how serious it is. And do you know, people just seem so oblivious to that and think that they're above all that. But it's,
it's not going to happen.
It's not only that. Some paranormal teams have been going out and filming as well.
Yeah.
So
That's
egos have
choice,
landed,
isn't
hasn't it? It's the egos have landed.
Their choice, but we respected what we were asked to do by the government. So
I'm respected for human population.
Yeah, and my family and my friends. I don't want to put anybody that I love at risk, and that's the bottom line.
I agree. Completely agree. It's ridiculous. But now things are opening up and we are able to get out there now. I know it's like I've got nobody to high five. I'll have to do myself. A child, just come here and high five me. So now things are starting to open up again and you can start getting out there now. It's safer to do so. I mean, I know we're looking now, Dave, aren't we? We're itching to get out now. Now we can. We're itching, so we're at that stage where we want to be planning now to be able to go back out there. You guys are obviously doing the same thing, but it's safe, so why not?
Yeah, exactly. It's you've been given the kind of go ahead to do that, so that's all right with the government, and it's all right with me.
Yeah, I really can't wait. Just so looking forward to it.
Yeah, because we've got some brilliant venues.
Yeah.
So, can we be cheeky and ask about some of your upcoming venues? Obviously, not dates.
You can ask, but you don't tell you. See, Dave's hit the button on hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. So I don't mean tell us dates and stuff and things like that. I mean, obviously you've got to. But is there some snippets that we can have about upcoming locations?
The Haunted.
And they're in the UK.
Go figure.
Yeah, seriously.
You two aren't giving us much away tonight, are you?
It's like trying to get blood out of a stone, isn't it?
Everybody tries. Everybody tries so hard to get this out of us, but no. You have to wait and see.
Yeah, understand, because we've got locations coming up that are brand new and have never been investigated before. So
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Until we've done them, we're not going to say where they are.
Where's that, Dave?
Was it blood in stone?
He won't even tell us.
So, somewhere in the UK.
We're still waiting to find out, and he's going to expect us to turn up, which is hilarious.
Yeah. Best way.
Where are you? Well, you did tell us where we was going, Dave. You know, we're sat at home with our cup of tea.
Glass of wine.
Cup of tea?
Cup of tea, my ass.
I have a cup of tea every night before I go to bed.
Yeah. Wash the wine down with.
And a bottle of water at the side of my bed. You know, can't go wrong.
Vodka.
So what are your plans for the future? As in your series?
No, let's not get onto the future yet, because you're not giving me anything away about your upcoming investigation. So what about the ones that are already pre-recorded and you're just in the process of editing? Is there any locations that we're all going to be really eager to watch on that one?
Yeah, there's all of them.
It's like your venues and episodes, they're all going to be ones to watch. So ours are the same.
I don't even know what
The only thing I'm going to tell you about one is that it's really cool and it's really unusual.
Oh, Sara!
Yeah. Really.
Have you caught anything then on your past episodes or the episodes that you're going through now?
I've been watching them, Dave.
Dave, what are you doing?
I don't get time when I'm editing myself.
Well,
I'm always doing something. I don't get time. I've watched a few on YouTube, I must admit, but what I was going to ask you is, at one of your locations that you've already recorded or you're in the midst of doing now, can you 100% say or 90% say, yeah, that was a ghost or yeah, it was a spirit?
Can't you ever say that, really? Can you?
No, you can't really say that anyway, can you? I've not finished editing the entire footage. So Sarah goes through the footage. She condenses it down to the interesting bits where we might have got something.
So I get the boring bit.
Yeah.
I get the long, drawn-out bit.
You get the bit that needs the attention, Sarah. That's what it is.
And then I just like give him like this to work with and say, right, this is what you've got. And he makes it look the way that it looks.
Yeah, so I've not finished editing it yet. In fact, I've only started the first video. So I can't tell you what is on there at the minute, to be honest.
Yeah.
It is time consuming.
Oh, yeah.
It is time consuming because not only that, when you get to put it onto Amazon Prime, you've got to do all the subtitling as well.
Oh, I know. What a ball ache that is, honestly.
Yeah.
Joyous.
And if you do something slightly out of in there properly, right timing wise, they tell you it's wrong.
Yeah, we've had
Take
that.
your back. So
yeah, we've had it a couple of times where they've the timing's drifted off towards the end for some reason, and they've just rejected it, and then you've got to do it again. So yeah, pain in the backside. But yeah, it is. It's a very drawn out process, and people don't realise, I think, Dave, that when we edit stuff, like you and me and whatever, it takes a heck of a long time to do it because you've got so much footage to go through each time. I wish it was quicker, but unfortunately it's not.
Yeah, because we have, with us, it's about 6 to 9 hours footage.
Yeah.
Depending on how many cameras we use, and you've got your CCTV as well on top of that. I presume you're the same. So that's what people have got to realise when it comes to doing a series. That's how much effort you've got to put in. You don't realise that.
Yeah,
and when you get, sometimes when you get the feedback of some people, they don't realise how much hard work you put into it.
Yeah.
How do you handle your feedback?
Let's steer the feedback.
Oh no, Gemma's asking a question.
Oh, what are you asking,
feedback.
Gemma? Did you ask about the feedback?
Yeah, because I mean, we've all had it, right? We've all had the nasty comments and the keyboard warriors. None of us are exempt from it. So how do you guys handle that?
Water off a duck's back. Isn't it? You know what? At the end of the day, if somebody doesn't like what we do, then just don't watch it.
Do you know what? Right, and this is the honest truth. We don't mind negative feedback at all because, paranormal programs, our paranormal program might not be to everybody's cup of tea. Your paranormal program might not be able to everybody's cup of tea. And I don't mind negative feedback. But what I do mind is fake negative feedback.
But there's lots of that. There is lots of that. I'm not backwards at going forwards. I've had plenty.
At the end of the day, it's literally not our problem.
No.
It's jealousy a lot of time.
It just reflects more on the people that are doing that rather than what it does on us. And if that's the way that they want to be portrayed, then that's down to them. But coming back to what you said, you know what? Every show is different. Some people watch Coronation Street, some people watch EastEnders, and they will argue about which one's the best. That's what makes the world go round, and it doesn't matter what people say about it. Sometimes you might read something and you might think, it's a little bit upsetting, but then if you look at the grand scheme of things, on a whole, the positive feedback that we get is outstanding, and the support that we get, it's just totally blown me away. And you have to look at that and forget about the bad bits.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are really lucky. You do have a lot of positive feedback, and you've got your own followers that are just so true and honest, and it's that makes it worthwhile, and it's that makes you want to continue with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, and I've said this before on other interviews. Is the first night that we ever put our show out, I was literally shaking because I was that nervous, because it was going to be going out. Majority of the people watching it would themselves be paranormal investigators, and they're your toughest crowd. These are the people that do what we are doing. So I wanted so badly to make sure that we covered everything in the right way, that they would sit and watch it and appreciate it and not be wanting to shout at the TV like you do with some shows. And when it came back and everybody was singing our praises, it just meant so much, and I'm just completely overwhelmed by that. That's what we wanted to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can watch your show without being very frustrated. And I am a sit and shout at the TV. I am one of the, oh my God, what is wrong with you? And but I don't do that with you guys. I literally just sit back and enjoy. That's rare. That is rare for me to do that. I mean, I keep saying to Dave, we should do like some form of a goggle box.
Yeah,
that would be hilarious.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I do the same with I don't watch an awful lot of mainstream stuff. But when Sarah says, "Oh, let's sit down and watch an episode of this," to see, bits and pieces, etc., and I'm sat there, and it won't be long before I'm like shaking my head and saying, "What? Why have you done that? Why did you say that?" You know what I mean? It's like, what are you doing? And it's not worth it's not worth my effort in watching them because I just get wound up with them.
Yeah, I don't watch them now.
No,
I don't. It's like you said though, Dave. You don't get time, do you? When you're doing this as well, it's very difficult.
Yeah, you see, finding time is another thing because we've all got jobs.
Yeah,
we've all got families. We've all got. I mean, well, I study as well, so I've got my psychology studies to be doing. I ain't got time to be messing around.
Yeah.
My time is limited, and with my limited bit of time, I want to do something that I enjoy, not
Absolutely.
something that's going to frustrate me.
That's one of the reasons. Not the main reason, but that's one of the reasons we stopped doing the public events, isn't it? Really, because I mean, our son was getting older, and we kind of wanted to spend more time as a family unit, and we liked going hiking and walking in the countryside and that kind of thing, and we thought, let's just give it a break and do those things that we want to do for once, because it's a long time since we did anything.
I think with the public events, it's more you're working and you're not there to enjoy the location or investigate, and it's completely different kettle of fish, isn't it, when you're doing a public event to doing a
massively.
It literally is an event, and you're there to look after your guests and to make sure that they're having a good time. And it's so tiring, and doing it weekend after weekend with working in between as well. It took a lot of the enjoyment out of it. And that's why we came away and we said we don't want to come away from paranormal. What we want to do is concentrate on what we enjoy about the paranormal and carry on doing what we're doing with Are You Haunted. So.
But that comes through in your shows as well. You can see the passion, and you can see that you enjoy doing it. It is not a chore to you guys.
Oh my God, no, we love it.
I said to Sarah earlier on today, I can't wait to start filming because it's been so long and that lot, and it's like we all get together. It's like a little, group of friends that have not seen each other for ages, and we just have
group of weirdos.
and obviously now Ben's involved in it, so it's like one big family, isn't it?
Definitely.
It's that makes the difference, though.
Yeah, it is,
and it shows. You can see it a mile off. So, what is coming up for you guys? Obviously, you've got more filming. You're not going to give us anything at all. It's pointless me trying to dig again. Yeah, I may as well just chew the wall.
No.
But what is it that's coming up? Are you looking at?
Should you ask what's one place you wouldn't investigate?
Wouldn't? Ooh. Tesco's?
There are a lot of places I wouldn't investigate, but I'm going to be professional and not say where they are.
Yeah, there's a few that you can.
There are places that people do on the public events companies that I wouldn't touch with a barge pole.
Hang on.
There are places that I definitely wouldn't investigate, purely because I don't believe they're haunted.
Yeah.
A
lot of people.
Any clues so we don't go?
Nope, no clues. I might leave.
I could probably reel off 4 or 5 just sat here.
you can tell us that.
We all know. We all know, don't we? We all know what we're on about.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But this is it. Everybody knows. But for as long as people are prepared to, members of the public, are prepared to keep paying to go there, it's just going to continue, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody actually goes back to the Alpha case anymore and look at it from a history point of view and follow it down the line. Nobody does that. They just see clickbait and mainstream shows and take it from there.
I just think, you know what, the owner of the place must be just having a little bit of a giggle.
Oh, a little bit of a giggle. Probably sat in a mansion. Probably got some sort of an island like Richard Branson by now.
Hasn't got a monk go with it, has it?
Pardon?
What? A monk?
Hasn't got a monk go with it, has it?
A monk?
Yeah.
What are you on about, Dave?
Oh no, doesn't matter.
Wrong venue.
Oh, you're on about something different to me.
All right.
Oh, Dave, you are funny. So no, seriously, what have you guys got coming up? Have you got any more shows that you're going on in the near future, or when's your new series out?
We've been lined up to appear on primetime BBC show.
What's that? Northwest News?
We haven't really. I'm just kidding.
No.
It's ITV.
No, we're currently
We're doing Eurovision.
shut up. Talking now, being serious.
Sorry.
We've got episode 4, which is in edit at the moment for season 2 of Are You Haunted, which obviously with everything that's been going on has been put on a little bit of a hold, so we've not been able to get that out. We have got a Halloween special that we're doing, which is going to be completely separate. So yeah, we've got that to do as well. That's to film. And this, I'm just looking at the comments in the chat box.
I'm just looking at the comments.
Chris is saying, "You tell him, Sarah." And I can see Wes has put that we're going to go to Canada. Wes is my paranormal twin who lives in Canada, and he's just keeps putting pictures up of his lovely cottage by the lake and making me feel very jealous. So yes, we'll take you up on that offer, Wes, and we'll go over to Canada and film a season. How about that?
But yeah, we have got some things coming up, something really interesting coming up.
Yeah, but
we can't say
what that is. But that is coming up pretty soon. So.
You bunch of teasers.
Yeah, it's very.
You're going to do a live sometime.
Pardon?
We're going to do a live.
What you mean, like an investigation live?
No, I mean the live from your house. Of course, I mean an investigation live.
What you meant like this? This is live.
No, it's not. It's recorded.
No,
we
it's
did this
not.
last week.
Yeah, we recorded this a month ago.
We're not sure. We're not sure about doing a live because it's.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna. I don't know. In answer to that.
Yeah.
Lives are awful. You have to remember not to swear.
No, you don't.
I'll be buggered then.
Suit you, sir.
I have to remind myself. I'm like, don't swear, don't swear, don't swear. You are live. Shh.
You've not sworn yet.
I know. I'm doing well.
It's time yet. Shh.
David.
Oh, David.
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 Oh, David.
It's because he's going to curse me. He's going to say something like that, and then I'm going to drop a swear word, and I'm really, really trying not to. So I really want you just to give me something from that tease. Just something. Anything. Just a little bit.
All I can say is over the next few days, something will go out there. So keep an eye out for it. I can't say anything more because it's kind of promised to other parties. So that's all I'm saying.
Are you having a party?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to come?
He'll be in bed by 12 though with his ghostly cat.
Yeah, with his cat and his cup of tea. Midnight on New Year's Eve.
No, I don't have a lucky pair of socks, Wes. Underpants, yes.
I still have a lucky pair of socks. Wes?
Now, question I'm going to ask you: you don't only do paranormal investigating; you also do film walking as well, don't you?
Yeah, we do a lot of. Well, we used to. We've not done any this year, obviously.
Not a chance.
But we do a lot of walking, don't we?
Yeah.
Snowdon, and we've done Ben Nevis, and we've done a lot of the Yorkshire Peaks and the Yorkshire walks and the Peak District and that kind of thing. And it's brilliant. It's great. Get out in the countryside, lovely fresh air, and some brilliant views and all that kind of thing.
That's it. We've got a really beautiful country, so get out there and appreciate it. You know, there's nothing better than sitting atop of a big hill with a flask of coffee and
a sandwich.
Coffee.
A sandwich.
Yeah.
And a sandwich.
Could I take a bottle of wine?
Yeah.
God.
Good, yeah.
Should have it on drip.
Yeah, I've got one of those Camelback things that you can stick it in.
Have you? Can I borrow it?
Yeah, but yeah.
Well, I am actually. I have been talked into doing the 3 Peaks challenge next year, so
Good luck with that.
Going to be
twice.
Do you know what? I've actually refused to even do that because I don't think I'd better do it. So.
Oh, I reckon you would.
So the first time we did it on the hottest day of the bloody year. It was 28 degrees. and I went through 10 litres of water, and I managed to do 2 out of 3. And then the last one we did last year, was it last year? We did it last year, didn't we? Me and Dan and Ben. We tried it last year, and again we did the 2 out of 3, because when we got to the third one, which was Ingleborough, you couldn't see the mountain, and it was chucking it down with rain. You couldn't see the mountain because of the fog and everything on it. So we thought, and it's
so all I've got to do is keep my fingers crossed that the weather's really bad.
Yeah, and then
you only allow us to do 2.
Just pretend to sprain your ankle when you get out of the car at the car park. Job's good, because there's the pub next to the car park.
Oh, you'll be right.
She'd be alright with that, wouldn't she?
See, yeah, honestly, like I am quite fit, to be fair. Like I can run half marathons and stuff, so I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to do it. But it's not easy, is it?
No,
it's a long old slog. It's basically 26.
Wow.
It's almost not quite as long. It's about 25 miles up and down mountains. So you consider a marathon is more or less flat, apart from the odd bit and pieces. But it's not going up a mountain.
Is to get over there and just do one of them, and then
do one and have a look.
See how you feel after that, and know that you've got to times that by 3.
Yeah,
that's why I've never done it.
Sarah, you're not filling me with confidence.
One's enough for me. I would love to, but it's just getting that sort of fitness level up.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be easy, but like you say, you'll do it. You've got to push yourself, haven't you? You've got to put yourself in these predicaments where you ask yourself, why? Why did I say yes?
It's I think if you do the training, you've got to put the training and the hours in, and you'll be all right as long as you do that.
How many are you doing it with?
2 others.
Okay. Are they fit?
Reasonable.
Now comes Bounty Rescue.
Do you get a phone signal up there?
Yeah, actually. If you've got a ground crew with you, take a walkie-talkie each, because you can contact each other.
That's what we did, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it says on the booking forms when we all booked, it does say that there'll be a ground crew with us at all times. So
you say booking form?
Booking, yeah, on the booking.
Misheard you there.
Dare I ask what you actually think I said?
Oh, you broke your swear duck for a minute there.
Absolutely not, Phil. Absolutely not. Right, okay, so I'm just reading the comments in the chat room, and there was a question earlier on from Jessica. Do you visit the Midlands very often?
Not as often as I used to, because I'm actually from Nottingham, so my parents used to live there. They don't live there anymore, so I used to go down quite regular. But as far as the venues concerned, we have done a few in the Midlands, haven't we? But it's not a place we visit on a very regular occasion. My sister lives in Nottingham still. So.
Always open to suggestions.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing any questions off for you from the chat room, that's all.
Okay. I was just checking. Don't think it's any more.
No, I think a lot of people were talking about your undercrackers, Phil, to be fair.
And why not?
I've got a question for you, Phil.
Is it about my undercrackers?
No.
Okay.
When you were on that, was it Alive? On Most Daunted, when Derek said Mary loves Dick?
Yeah.
Were you dying to swear but laugh? Because I could see you going, but you didn't actually start laughing.
Yeah, well, I was trying to be as professional as I could be at the time, because I could see Yvette was corpsing, which is when she starts putting her hand over her mouth and starting to stifle a laugh. And everybody else in the background was kind of like stifling giggles and things. And I thought, well, I've got to carry on here because we're a live show. So I tried to carry on as best I could. And then I get people afterwards, after the event, saying, did you not hear what Derek said? Did you not get what Derek said? And I'm like, well, yeah, but I'm trying to keep the show going.
Somebody had to be professional, didn't they?
Yeah, somebody had to bloody stand up and be professional for that moment, didn't it?
But afterwards, I take it you absolutely died with laughter.
I think we all did, because it was totally unexpected for Derek to come out with that. It really was. And it was just like, what? But yeah,
That's got to be one of your most memorable moments, surely.
It's one of my most memorable moments.
But it was the noise he was making at the same time, though. So that really made everyone laugh.
I can't remember the noise it was making.
No, couldn't you? Oh, right.
No, so that's how zoned in I was.
I'm not going to do it.
Good. I was zoned in at the time. That's what it was. But yeah, we don't get me wrong. We did have some good times on the show, and Derek's somebody that we kind of miss a lot, don't we? So sadly. So.
Another question from the chat room is: did you ever do Tower Hospital in Leicester? And if so, what was your opinion?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we've done it a few times.
A couple of times or so, yeah.
Brilliant place. I can't really remember an awful lot. It was a event that we did, so again, we were looking after the members of the public.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an absolutely fabulous building, massive building. Very spooky, isn't it?
One of the spookiest things and the scariest things for us was the towers. Would it have made any difference if he said maybe it was Peter? One of the scariest things about the towers, Leicester Towers, for me was seeing all the asbestos shower units in there as you walk in, and I'm thinking, right, okay, this is safe. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was a bit concerning. But
gotta be careful.
Yeah, we had some good times in there, didn't we? Actually, yeah.
Good place.
Especially under the stage.
It's actually dangerous, isn't it? This ghost hunting malarkey is actually we do put ourselves in some predicaments, don't we?
Yeah, and they only let us in because they were demolishing the place.
Yeah,
so.
That's right.
That's true.
Oh my god!
You got so long to do it because we're shutting the place down.
I think we did it once, and it was like there was sort of like all the work going on.
Yeah.
And then the next time we went, and where the work had been going on, there was just nothing there, and they flattened it, and then there was on to the next bit. And every time we went, there was like a little bit less of the place.
See, we've got one near us, RAF Manby. in its day, before it became so derelict and burnt down like it is now, it was beautiful. And we could just go in any time and go do an investigation. But now it's so unsafe, it's unreal. There's like where people have set fires, there's great big holes in the flooring, the staircases aren't safe.
I can't. And I've said this quite a lot just lately. I cannot understand the mentality of one person to the next. One person will be totally, not interested in causing any damage, doing anything or whatever to any property. The next person will be going in there, setting fire to it, scrawling graffiti all over the place, ripping the doors off it, and I'm like, smashing windows. How can people be that different to another person?
What enjoyment can you get out of trashing a building?
No idea.
I mean, we've investigated some abandoned care homes, and people have gone in there and smashed the sinks up, smashed the showers up, smashed the baths up. Why? What's the point in doing that? Just leave it.
Yeah, just leave it.
Like you say, glass is smashed, glass windows are all smashed, doors are kicked in. And you can get some really good locations like that where we have got some good evidence there as well. But it's like you say, it's besides me why they do it in the first place.
I can't.
I've just popped the last question up for you. So, do you both have a bucket list of paranormal locations you've not done?
Yes, probably all the ones that you have done, Wes.
Yeah, we've got quite a few locations that we would love to do, but with fat chance of doing them. You want to
never say never.
Well, you want to do
you can't completely rule it out.
Waverley Hills, isn't it?
I'd love to do Waverley. Yeah, this is one of the things that I said the other day when we were talking to Penny, weren't we? And I said I'd love to. My challenge would be to go to Waverley and to walk alone down the death tunnel. I want to do that one day.
I can see why. I would too.
Yeah.
Whether or not I'd make it, I don't know.
You get
because you fear of
going, aren't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and your fight and flight does kick in no matter what anybody says. We all have times where we get a bit anxious about what's to come.
As soon as the lights go off for me, that.
Yeah, he's a boss in the dark. I do like to challenge myself, and you know.
But like to see you and Richard Felix together then, because you both don't like the dark.
Oh, I hate the dark. He's terrible when you don't. I don't do visuals with him because he just flicking the torch like this all the time on and off. Puts my head in. Like, keep it off. It's dark.
Right. So one more question. Can you say if any of your new episodes are in Wales?
I can, but I'm not going to. Would you not watch it if it was anywhere else, apart from Wales? Throwing it back at you.
Oh. Carl, that's over to you, love. Oh, and Wes has just said that he'd love to meet you all in person.
One day,
well, yeah, I mean, I've spoke to Wes before. Very interesting character, to say the least. He had me howling.
It's coming to the UK next year, so
yeah,
we'll have an all expensive paid trip to Canada.
Yeah, that'd be good.
You can meet us all.
Stay at your cottage, Wes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we can all go fishing. Right, guys, there's no more questions that have come through for you from the chat room. I've still got loads that I haven't even asked you, to be fair. I haven't even looked at my book because you've just been making me giggle. But thank you so much for joining us tonight. It has been an absolute honour to chat to you both, and I cannot wait to see the new episodes that are due to come out, since you won't give me anything on them at all.
No.
Thank you very much. It's very kind of you to say so, and it's very nice of you to ask us to come on. So thank you.
It's been a good laugh. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. It's been a pleasure.
And for everybody watching at home, we will see you again next week at 8 o'clock. Don't be late, peeps. See you later.
Bye, guys.
See ya.